During an interview with Fox News, the unnamed relative of the Duchess of Sussex lashed out at the mother of two and claimed her relatives do not wish to pursue a reconciliation. They said, "We're clearly in different social classes and we won't ever talk again." You shouldn't have to be someone you're not, or a certain class to be accepted and loved. The comments come days after Meghan and Harry welcomed their second child, Lilibet Diana Mountbatten-Windsor. However, Meghan's relative, the rift between the Duchess and her family is her choice and the family has no plans to mend it. They said how her family does not want to chase after someone that doesn't want to talk to them. Meghan and Harry have already been attacked by her family on multiple occasions. Her estranged father, Thomas Markle, and her half-sister Samantha, have both lashed out at the Duchess following her explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey. Samantha accused Meghan of using her mental health struggles as an excuse to treat people like dishrags. She told Inside Edition, "Depression is not an excuse for treating people like dishrags and disposing of them." Mr. Markle also branded Harry snotty and accused him of not properly supporting his daughter while she struggled with suicidal thoughts. He told Good Morning Britain, "It really did upset me. Like I said, it would have been easy for her to reach out to me, any of the rest of her family, who she claims she doesn't know." But the other thing is that I would think that she could turn to her husband. Following the birth of Lilibet, Mr. Markle warned of further damaging revelations in the trailer for a new interview following the birth of his granddaughter. Mr. Markle has also given an exclusive interview with 60 Minutes Australia, in which he revealed he has not spoken to his estranged daughter in 3 years and was not told of Lilibet's birth. The bombshell interview is due to be broadcast on Sunday, June 13. The 40-second trailer shows Thomas Markle asking to be forgiven for his one dumb mistake. He said, "I haven't spoken to her, Meghan, since 2 days before they got married." When asked about the arrival of the couple's baby daughter Lilibet Diana, Thomas Markle claimed he had not been informed of his granddaughter's birth. "No phone calls, I just heard it on the radio." "I'll be very disappointed that I don't get to hold my granddaughter." Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, is ideally suited to fulfilling the role of Queen Consort in the future when Prince William rises to the throne. As Prince Charles is next in line to the throne, Camilla will assume the position of Princess Consort instead of Queen. The royal couple agreed the title would be changed to Princess Consort when they wed in 2005, whereas Kate will become Queen Consort. She is showing encouraging signs she will be a very good at the role too, taken on when William is king. Royal commentator Joe Little said Kate's work for the firm over the past decade shows she has become a key working royal. Mr. Little, the managing editor of Majesty magazine, told Express.co.uk about the Duchess' development since marrying into the royal family. He said, in the early days after the wedding she was quite low profile. She wasn't particularly visible because she and William were living in Anglesey and were living a virtual common life because William wasn't required to do royal duties full-time. The royal expert added, but then, of course, the Cambridge's children started to come along, and when George started school they all moved back to London, and that's when both William and Catherine became much more active as working members of the royal family. And that's how it has developed from that time, so the Duchess in the following years became much more polished in the way she speaks in public, she is much more confident and accomplished in pretty much everything she does as a working member of the royal family. And she is now perceived as a very good future queen consort. It will be a while before that happens, but what she does and the way she does it is ideally suited for the royal family in the 21st century. Princess Diana took a secret trip to Australia before her marriage to Charles was announced, a royal source has said. Royal author Juliette Reedon recalled the secret visit made in February 1981 during a special edition of Talking Honey. Ms. Reedon said, she came for a 3-week holiday to stay with her mum in Yass, and it was just a week after Prince Charles had proposed to her. She had said yes, but it hadn't been announced to the world. Diana had this really big secret that she was keeping, and was hiding away in Australia, and pretty much came in under the radar. Princess Anne remembered her father's important perspective during her first interview since Prince Philip's death. In an interview with ITV, Princess Anne said, "We all have to move on, but it's important to remember." The Princess Royal spoke to the broadcaster from her country home at Gatcombe Park in Gloucestershire. Princess Anne mentioned how her late father had left his mark on a number of causes. She said, there were not many people who understood just how broad his interests were and how supportive he was to an astonishingly wide range of organizations. His perspective was really important. The princess added how the Duke's life experiences made him an inquisitive person. She continued, I think your life experience makes a huge impact. He'd seen a lot of it and across a really wide area of both work and industry and in academia. He probably asked more questions than he gave opinions. He was always good at that. The Queen and several other members of the royal family are set to make their way to the G7 summit tomorrow, a royal source has said. Her Majesty, the Prince of Wales, the Duchess of Cornwall and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are all expected to attend a reception for world leaders before the summit begins. Times royal editor Roya Nicker said, a major royal diplomatic charm offensive will get underway tomorrow as the Queen, the Prince of Wales, the Duchess of Cornwall and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge attend the G7 leaders reception at the Eden Project in Cornwall #G7. She added, afterwards Prince Charles with Prince William will host a G7 leaders and global CEOs to discuss how the private sector can tackle climate change. The Queen, the Duchess of Cornwall and Duchess of Cambridge will attend an event celebrating the Big Lunch, spearheaded by Eden Project. The Duchess of Cambridge and at FLOTUS at Dr. Biden will also get together for a joint engagement on Friday focusing on early childhood. The Queen gave a subtle nod to her late husband Prince Philip amid his 100th birthday this week. The Duke of Edinburgh died aged 99 in April and was the longest-serving British consort. On Thursday, Prince Philip would have celebrated his 100th birthday. During a virtual royal engagement earlier this week, the Queen honoured her husband with a symbolic brooch. She can be seen wearing a floral dress with the Onslow butterfly brooch, which has only been seen in public 3 times in the last decade. The piece of jewelry was a gift from Dowager Countess of Onslow to the Queen at her wedding to Prince Philip in 1947. The brooch is significant as Her Majesty chose to wear it just days before her late husband's birthday. The last time the piece was seen was in 2019 when the Queen attended a church service in Balmoral.